How do we balance life? That's the question. My friend Nicole sent in the question, how do we balance life? Ourselves, our love, our children, our work, our homes, etc. And I thought it was a perfect question because it relates to us all. So let's start with ourselves. Kind of the idea that put on your own oxygen mask before you help others, right? And I've been thinking a lot the past week about identity, so it lined up kind of perfect. Last week I saw a post on social media about Michael Jackson. Had two pictures of him, one when he was a young man and the other when he was older after he had changed his appearance. The caption said something like, what if Michael Jackson would have understood how good looking he was? And I thought that was so tragic. It's Michael Jackson, someone who was so gifted and talented, had obtained fortune and fame, yet spent so much of his time and resources just trying to change himself. And then fast forward to now, where identity seems to be completely up for grabs in our world, to the point where we allow children to try and change their gender or identify as animals. That part has completely lost sight of God, or lost respect for God, I guess. But then thinking about it personally, we can all get to the point where we feel like we've kind of lost who we are, or we're not really sure what's going on, and not with bad things. You know, we can pour ourselves out being parents or working or even in ministry, or maybe something changes in our lives where we just feel disoriented. Honestly, that's been me for the last couple months. The Lord completely changed our lives. We moved all the way across the country, and I guess I was surprised how hard it was for me. There were definitely times when I felt completely disoriented, and I had to stop and center back in and say, okay, what's the truth? So this is the question, is how do we live stable, centered, powerful lives that have peace and joy, but not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us? First and foremost, we have to have a clear picture of God. And let me explain why. I'm a Christian. I believe God is real. I believe the Bible is his holy word, living word, and completely true. So it says in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Literally everything that was made by him. So when I look at the world, the galaxies, all of the ecosystems, animals, down to like how our molecules work in our bodies, it's mind-blowing. So much of it can be explained by mathematics or science, but then there's a lot of it that we have no idea how it works. It just works because this amazing creator understood how to do all of this, how to make it have order and sustainability and beauty. And then the Bible says that he created us in his image. So there are literally billions of images of God walking around on the earth. How infinite is he as a being? So that means that God is the most intelligent being ever, and he's infinite, beyond imagination. And then it says that he knew us before we were born. The Psalms literally say he knit us together in our mother's womb. So the God that created the galaxies literally picked every feature of mine and every feature of yours. Once we start to get that clear picture, suddenly I don't want to change anything about myself, almost just out of respect and awe for what God has created. And then I'm not comparing myself to anyone else in the same way ever again, because the person next to me was created by God. And so every detail of them was chosen on purpose, for a purpose. So there's things that that person can do for God and with God that no one else in the world can do like they can do it. That's amazing. And you can start to see how if this is what I truly believe, then I can be the best version of myself ever with God. And I can be completely confident, secure, and joyful because God doesn't make any mistakes. And then there's this like super bonus that if I'm willing to do this with God and walk with God in this world, He infuses grace, which is my favorite description of grace, is supernatural power to go beyond and do more than you could do on your own. So if I'm working with God, suddenly it's even bigger and more amazing than what I could ever do. So why would I want to change that? This world, I mean, this life becomes this amazing adventure. How can I do this? What exactly does God have for me? And I can be completely confident, not only in every feature and detail about my body, but also about my future. So, how do we balance life? That's the question.